Hey guys, Coach Ash here. So I'm just gonna talk and record a just real, raw, uncut video. I'm not even gonna edit it. I'm just trying to put this out there to become more consistent on YouTube. But other than that, let's get into the topic of today's video. And I just wanted to talk about committing. For the longest time, I always had a hard time committing to anything for a long period of time. And for me, it wasn't more so uh, that I just didn't want to do it. It was just me losing interest. And I think that's the main distinction when it comes to committing is you're either interested but you're not committed, or you're committed at all costs. So for me, I'm doing this new thing where I am implementing these rules and these habits to make me more consistent and accountable to what I want to do. And that's important when you're trying to commit to something, is to have rules and have a certain guideline that you're going to follow, because nobody's perfect and things are going to happen and you're going to slip up, but it makes it faster to bounce back up once you fall off those habits. And that's the main thing, you got to be able to bounce back once you fall off, because you will fall off eventually. It's not an if type of thing. So for me, the two rules that I've been implementing to help me commit more to my goals and to keep myself accountable is the 2 minute rule, the 5 minute rule, and the 1 hour rule. Well, the 1 hour rule really isn't like a thing, I just kind of made it up. It could be a thing, I don't know. But the 2 minute rule. So the first rule that I implemented was the 2 minute rule. And I told myself that if something takes relatively 2 minutes or less to do, then I just do it right away so that I don't have to think about it later in the day. For me, this is more towards like chores and like washing the dishes. So for me, like I hated washing the dishes because, I would just eat and I would have like maybe 2 or 3 plates and I just didn't feel like washing it at the time out of comfort. But now that I started implementing that 2 minute rule, after I'm done eating, I just wash it right away. It takes 2 minutes, and now I don't have to think about doing the dishes later. And that's something that's like, it always was bothering me. Like, oh, I gotta do the dishes when I wake up, or I gotta do the dishes tonight because it's been sitting there for a while. But it's not a problem for me anymore. I just do it. If it takes 2 minutes, I get it out of the way. The next rule is the 5 minute rule. For the 5 minute rule, I just start a task and only do it for 5 minutes. And if I feel like I don't want to do it after 5 minutes, then I stop. But chances are I actually keep doing that task until it's finished. So for the 5 minute rule, it's pretty popular. It's been out there for a while. And this is more so for when I want to do like my laundry. Like, excuse me, I don't want to fold it right away. And I have like a lot of laundry. So I just tell myself, I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. If I don't feel like folding after 5 minutes, I'll just grab everything and just stuff it in my drawer and then do it another day. But usually what ends up happening is I just do my entire laundry and it takes about 10-15 minutes. So that's been giving me momentum to just keep doing more and more tasks throughout the day, and to not think of myself as like lazy or unproductive, because my room is cleaner, all my chores are done, and now like I can focus on the task that I need to do. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a win from the small tasks so that I can have that momentum and that energy to do the big tasks that I'm not really looking forward to. Which brings me into the third rule that I have. So if I know that something's going to take 1 hour or longer, then I schedule a certain day and time for that to get it done, so that everything's off my plate and I don't have to think about it until that scheduled date. And I set aside time, plenty of time to complete it, so I'm not in any rush, and I just do it. For me, this is things like meal prepping. As a fitness coach, I meal prep my meals. It saves me money. I'm also a college student, so I can't just eat out every day because it's expensive. It's expensive, but meal prepping really helps. You know, I just spend $50 a week, maybe less sometimes, depending on if I need bulk items. And I just meal prep. So I usually meal prep twice a week, one on either Thursday or Friday, and then another sometime in the middle of the week. That way I have meals for the entire week from Sunday to the next Sunday, and I don't have to worry about eating out as much or buying food if I didn't cook anything that day, because usually I have something cooked. So what I do is my meal prep takes about 2, sometimes 3 hours, and I just have either stuff that I'm preparing, like if I'm like taking the skin off chicken or cutting up vegetables or baking something. At least I have that certain amount of time, and then while things are baking I can also cook on top of the stove to make it quicker, things like that. And when I schedule it, all right, I know, okay, my meal prep's gonna get done this day, I'm gonna have meals for all these days, so I don't have to worry about cooking anything because I have it all done. So you can also apply that, just a little piece of lint, you can also apply that to a lot of other things, whether it's like a big project you have to do, you can schedule it out. So you have a day where you know that a task might take 2 hours, so you block it out of your schedule, give you extra time, and then you just start for 5 minutes on that task, and you just keep going until you get all your checkpoints. So like when you have the longer task, you kind of want to have checkpoints. Like for me, when I meal prep, it's going to be like, all right, chicken's prepped, veggies prepped, my grain or carbs are prepped. Now I just gotta cook it. Once everything's cooked, I take out my meal prep containers, I weigh everything individually, then I let it cool off. After it cools off, I cover it, put it in the fridge, or if I'm gonna eat one of them that day, I also set a plate for myself and I cover the rest and put it in the fridge. So it's like a system, and when you have that system for how you're gonna get things done, when you have longer tasks that demand more of your focus for more than an hour, then you need some type of process or system to do that effectively. The same thing goes for studying. Like if I know I'm going to study for more than an hour, then I have a checklist, because if I don't have these things, then I'm not going to be focused and I'm not going to study for an hour. So for me, I have to have my headphones so that I can block out noise. I have to have some kind of snack to keep me at my desk. I have to have a hoodie and some long pants, because if it gets too cold, I'm going to feel like walking out of my seat constantly and like circling my room or like going for a walk. And it just takes longer to get the task done. So little things like that have been helping me commit to my goals, and it's been making it easier to make it a habit so that eventually it becomes second nature. So hope that helps. If you got any takeaways from this video, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe if you found value in this, and I'll see you in the next one. Coach Ash out.